This is Garry from Next Actions. How often have you been happily going through your day, minding your own business and delivering awesome work, then someone comes up to you and says, "We've got a problem. Something isn't working right." Or maybe you're working on a problem and you hit a point where you're not sure how to proceed. Have you got a problem at the moment that you can share with us? If you do, drop it down below into the comments. Join me after the break to talk about some ways you can handle things when they go wrong. Let's be honest, things go wrong. For me, I love it when that happens. It takes me out of the normal day-to-day work and into problem-solving mode. This mode, it's a different mindset than in your normal day-to-day work. You're quickly digging down to get to a cause of the issue, and then you're stepping back and coming up with solutions to fix it. I love doing that. When a problem occurs, you tend to see three different reactions. Some people, they go straight into panic mode. They jump in feet first and they try to fix the issue. For others, they freeze. They're just not sure how to proceed. It's as if they want to pretend that the problem just doesn't exist. And then there's the third group. These go into a proactive, reaction-based mode. They don't panic. They don't freeze. They listen to the problem. They spend a short amount of time, usually it's just a few minutes, to understand what's happened, and then they come up with a brief plan to address the problem. Once they've done that, then they move into action mode. This third group are the ones who are usually more effective at solving the problem. They take the time to understand what has happened, they plan for what to do, and then they do it. So an example, you're driving along in your car and the engine starts making a strange sound. The panic group, well, they'll pull over, they'll open the hood and they'll start poking and prodding at the engine, hoping to hit the right thing and to make the noise go away. The ignore it group, well, they'll just turn up the radio because if they can't hear it, there's no problem. And then we've got the proactive group. They'll work out where they are and then they'll drive to the nearest service station to have a mechanic look at it. Now I know this is a very simplistic example, but it does show the different reactions that can occur. This behaviour is something we can all learn and we can apply it to all aspects of our life. If someone says something you don't like, don't snap back at them with that instant nasty reply. Don't let it wash over you and pretend it wasn't said. Instead, take a few minutes, consider what was said, then reply with a thoughtful comment. If a piece of machinery breaks down, don't start prodding and poking at anything that you can see. This can make things worse and, to be honest, it could also potentially be dangerous. But also, don't just walk away and leave it to be someone else's problem. Instead, think about the issue, check the troubleshooting guide, then report it to the maintenance department. Taking the reasoned and thoughtful approach will always give you a better outcome. So, how do you do this? First, stop. Don't just go right into trying to fix it, stop. And from there, we take stock. So we investigate what's going on. We're going to find out all the information that's needed. What was happening before the problem? How did the problem happen? What are the symptoms? What are people seeing? What are they hearing? And then we're going to think about the problem. Do you have enough information to start fixing it? Now imagine this part as like going to see your doctor. You go in there and you say you're not feeling well. Your doctor doesn't just give you a prescription. Instead, they start to ask questions to understand the problem you're having. They may ask you if you've got a temperature, if you have pain anywhere. They may ask about the type of pain, if it's continual or sporadic, if it happens in some situations and maybe it doesn't happen in others. They may ask about what you were doing before you got the symptoms. The list of questions goes on, but each is targeted at narrowing down the cause of the problem. You should be doing the same with any problem that you encounter. Ask questions that allow you to drive down towards the cause of the problem. Often the symptoms we see, the outward signs of the problem, well, these may not be what the actual issue is. Carrying on with our example, you may be driving along and your car suddenly stops. The outward symptom is the engine isn't working. After asking questions and checking things out, you find out the underlying cause. You didn't put any fuel in the car. Now just imagine if you'd taken the panic mode and started prodding at the engine because there was no fuel. The next thing you need to ask yourself, do I actually have to fix this now? Some things do require your immediate attention, and for these you need to react straight away. Other things, well, they're not so immediate. You can delay them a short amount of time before you need to take action. So going back to our car example, the engine, it's making a strange noise. It needs to be looked at, but you don't necessarily have to stop straight away. Instead, you can take it to your mechanic as soon as possible and they can then look at it. Yes, you're delaying the action because in this case it's not an immediate emergency. Now that you understand the problem, you'll take a few minutes to come up with a plan. This doesn't have to be too complicated. It's just a series of steps that you want to take to fix the issue. This could include doing a bit more digging if you're not completely sure of what is wrong. Go back to our doctor's example. After asking a lot of questions, they still aren't sure what's wrong with you. They may start you on a basic course of treatment, but they'll also order blood tests, x-rays, etc. to try and dig deeper into the underlying cause. You should be doing the same. Come up with some immediate steps to move towards a solution whilst also diving deeper where needed. Once you've got your rough plan, look at each of the steps. Do you need to be doing them all? Are there any steps that you can delegate to other people? Sometimes things need to be gone through in sequence. That is, you do step 1 and then you move on to step 2. In this scenario, it makes sense for one person to do it. But other times, it may be possible for multiple things to be happening at the same time. And in this case, well, don't try and do it all yourself. Involve the people with the correct skills so they can be working the solution at the same time. In our doctor's example, you were given the prescription by the doctor, then you go and see the vampire people to have some blood taken, which they send off to the lab, and you also go and have some x-rays taken. Now these are all processed at the same time and they're done by different people, but then they're all sent back to your doctor who brings those results together to get a better idea of what your diagnosis is. Follow through your plan, take each step at a time, and by following this process you end up fixing the problem. The symptoms, they've gone away, things get back to normal. But this is not the end. Yes, you fixed the problem, but you may still need to dig down to get to the root cause. This is getting down to what caused the problem in the first place. If you don't fix the root cause, then the problem, it's only going to happen again. And this, digging down to the root cause, will be the subject of the next post. So if something goes wrong, stop, investigate, plan, and then fix. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Why not also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get new videos when they're released. If you would like some help with how to fix problems in your business, then please get in touch with me. Let's see how we can work together so you can get the results you deserve. Please reach out to me on 0415 591 672. I'm based in Australia, so please use the international dialing code 61 if dialing from another country. You can also email me on Garry@nextactions.com.au or visit nextactions.com.au where you'll find a link to book a free short introductory call. Do you have any topics you'd like me to cover? If so, please drop a comment below and I'll add it to the list of upcoming videos. I'll talk to you again soon.